There is this subtle trap on the path to freedom that took me years to realize. I've spent so much time trying to overcome my conditioning, trying to always be cool and calm. It was like I thought I could only be free once my nervous system was somehow stabilized. But that's actually the opposite of freedom. Real freedom isn't about getting rid of your reactions. It's realizing that whatever your nervous system is doing, it can never veil your true value. It's not like you're free once you have all your ducks in order. You're free regardless of what shenanigans your duck are up to. Freedom is yours. So, I have this little reflection I want to share about our comfort zones. I'm in Portugal right now, visiting a friend for a few days. And something about being in another country, which I don't speak Portuguese. So coming from that, I'm already a bit not in my comfort zone because I don't actually know how to be properly polite in people's native language, or like just going to a cafe and order something instantly triggers some kind of conditioning inside me, or like a feeling small, or like feeling inadequate. And in a way, like I find that there is this assumption on the spiritual path, or wherever you want to call it, that we're supposed to stay cool, calm and collected, and that is somehow a reflection of our understanding of ourselves. Like if I realize that I'm not my thoughts, and that I don't need anything from the world, that I can float through it and not be touched by it, that can easily make us not want to step out of our comfort zone, because just risking the idea of feeling awkward, of feeling embarrassed, of triggering things in us, we somehow assume that that's an evidence for us haven't fully understood something. Well, I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. I mean, I'm not responsible for my conditioning. I'm not responsible for how the world taught me how I should show up when I was a kid. That's just some kind of programming that was put into me and that was put into all of us of how the rules of the world works. And then we just play by those rules when we become adults. And those are in a way quite beautiful examples. They're like this little flower that comes up. It's like, oh, look how life is expressing itself through this person when she goes into a cafe and she can't properly order something. That's going to trigger, for me it triggers like this a bit of awkwardness and a bit of embarrassment. And I don't need to judge that. I don't need to get rid of that. I can watch it unfold. And not just from a mind's perspective, but from like an embodiment perspective. Like, how does it feel in my body when awkwardness happens? For me, it's usually like a bit of contraction in my chest. It's a bit of almost like I'm sucking in my energy, like I'm making myself smaller. And if I don't believe that that has any impact on my value, it doesn't make me less valuable, it doesn't make me less lovable. It is just how life shows up in me in this moment. Then it's more of a beautiful thing. It's like a painting. It's like, wow, I didn't know life reacted like this in this moment. And then, yeah, I do think over time when we do this, we will become more comfortable. Like all of life, all of a sudden become our comfort zone. Not necessarily because our nervous system stops reacting. Because our conditioning is quite predictable. Like, if someone speaks to me in this tone, my nervous system is going to contract because it's done that for 40 years. It's still doing that. And it might soften over time, but also it's not so important. It doesn't define me. I don't need to keep myself in check. I don't need to be afraid of those edges, because it does feel a little bit like we're out of control. Like the nervousness in itself somehow obscures my true being, or like the peace that's always present in the background. That nervousness has the capacity to erase that. But actually it doesn't. It is something that's swirling through me, through my body. I can feel it coming from like my lower abdomen, from my gut, and feel it rising through my body. And then just allow it to do that. Not be afraid of it. Not allow it to define me. That is freedom in itself. That is freedom from conditioning. I don't think freedom from conditioning necessarily means getting rid of the conditioning. I mean, there's a car coming, I'm going to allow it to pass. I mean, like now, this woman passed through me and she looked at me and smiled. And I made me feel a bit awkward because I'm carrying a selfie stick. And I have a conditioning saying that that's a bit, oh, who do you think you are? And that's not really a problem. It's like, oh, you grew up in that kind of society. Life taught you that. How interesting. How did that feel? Can I let go of controlling her image of me? Yes, she might think I'm this preposterous, self-centered person who needs to film herself wherever she goes. Well, I give her the freedom to think that. And I give my conditioning the freedom to react to that, however it chooses to. What does my past say about someone believing that about me? Am I claiming that I do this with perfection? No, because when we go into scenarios that do trigger our conditioning and that brings up uncomfortable emotions, it is harder to allow that. It is harder to keep staying in touch with our depth of being. But that is not a failure. It's almost like, oh wow, we leveled up. I'm no longer sitting on the meditation cushion pretending that this is how I always react. When nothing is triggering my conditioning, it's easier to be in contact with my true being. But it never goes anywhere. I am always me. And I'm always here and I'm always now. Regardless of what kind of triggers come up in me. Once we start seeing that, life can become much more playful. Yeah. It's so closely linked to preserving a self-image of ourselves. Making sure the world sees me as not being nervous, as not being awkward, as being capable of ordering coffee in a foreign language. Well, that's not what life taught me early on, so now I get to see the beauty of that. And that is actually the heart of spirituality for me. Like, yes, it can happen in a temple or in a church or in a meditation hall, and that's beautiful. But can I bring that wisdom with me out in life when it's so ordinary, when it's so mundane, and when it's something that is not being honored as spiritual, as on top of things, the opposite of control. Just allowing the conditioning to play out, to see how it unfolds, not take it so seriously, I guess. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this? How do you relate to your own conditioning? And does it keep you locked into a comfort zone? Or do you allow yourself to play outside of it? Watch your conditioning unfold. Yeah. See the potential in all that you are. Well, thank you for joining me on this journey, or this little walk. And I hope to see you next time.